took so long to get out here, and they told me that you didn't want me out here. It's a delight to see you. Look, I have a long drive ahead of me, but I wanted to see you all. And why don't we do a few things for the next 10, 15, 20 minutes? Why not let you ask me questions? And I'll try to give you a yes or no answer as close as I can to get as many questions in as I can. Does that work?
Oh, yes.
All right. Fire, let's start over here. Yes, ma'am.
What do you have to say to students who are undecided about the future, like are not really sure what path or how they can get to their own?
Well, I don't know many students who start off school and are freshmen, sophomores, juniors, who know for sure what they want to do. You know, it's a really lucky person. My dad used to have an expression. He'd say, it's a lucky person gets up in the morning, and he meant this, and puts both feet in the floor, knows what they're about to do, and thinks it still matters. And so one of the things that college is all about is trying to figure out what it is that actually excites you. And my advice to you would be to just follow your passion. And sometimes it's hard to find. Sometimes it's hard to find what it is you want to do. But, you know, in my experience, I've known an awful lot of people and a lot of successful people around the world. And the people who are both successful and happy have a few traits in common, for real. I've really thought about this a lot. You know, you wonder what makes somebody successful. Why are two people extremely successful when they're older, and one is successful and happy, and one's not happy? Well, the one thing I'd advise you to do is avoid the instinct to rationalize. Never underestimate the ability of the human mind to rationalize. Because as you get older, what you'll find out, and think about your parents as well, you know, you'll say, well, you know, I really know that I know it's her birthday, or I know it's his birthday, but they'll understand. I got a great opportunity, this business opportunity, and they'll understand if I don't make it. Or I know it's my daughter's last field hockey game, but you know, in order to make it, I got to take the red eye and fly back east, and it's just she'll understand. Or I know we've been planning this family vacation for a long, long time, but this is just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me to do better at A, B, C, or D. And people don't understand. That rationalization never, 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 never works. And you can never go wrong in not rationalizing. You know, you may have to say sometimes, I just can't do A, B, C, or D at your age now here in college, as well as when you're much older. But avoid the instinct to rationalize. And the second thing is that, you know, don't let that iPhone become, no, I'm not being critical. Don't let that iPhone become self-referential. Don't judge yourself based on, you know, one of the things that's happening today is that there's an awful lot of, the technology is incredible, but it cuts down on direct communication. You know, I tell I have a beautiful, wonderful daughter, and you know, I tell her, don't text me, call me. No, I genuinely mean it. Call me. I want to hear your voice. Doesn't mean you shouldn't text. It just means that it gets so easy to be dispassionate. It gets so easy to be dispassionate. It's easier to say something difficult on a text than it is to say it face to face. It's easier to engage in a debate and everything from breaking up to dealing with a serious problem on a text rather than engaged. And it really matters. It really matters. It really matters. The human personal interaction matters a whole lot. And the third thing I'd say is, as you try to figure out what you want to do, don't let other people decide for you. First, you are all really talented. You wouldn't be here. You're among the group of Americans who have the intellectual and the energy and the capital that allows you to have opportunities a lot of people don't have. And what happens is sometimes you let your judgments be made in reference to what other people think constitutes success. What other people think constitutes success. And so that doesn't answer the direct question, what should you do, except expose yourself to opportunities. Engage in things that you're not sure of, you don't know much about. Think about other things that you might remotely be interested in, and try. But it's a hard thing to do because, you go off to college and you've been really good students in high school and you've done well and you're expected to do well when you get here and your grades are important, and they are. But it's more in terms of, well, this is what's expected of me. Think of what you want to do. And you won't figure it out initially. I was lucky. I kind of knew early on what I wanted to do. And I didn't even know I knew it. But the things that always, there are things that you do that come naturally to you. We're all different. There's things that just come naturally to you. And, usually they're pretty good avenues to pursue. I was always relatively good at, I was the guy in school that, without any intention, I was the guy that was able to sort of put people together. I was the guy that settled disputes. I was, quote, I was always kind of, quote, the leader, but I wasn't a leader. I was the one who, I got 3 friends and they're not talking to each other. Look, you guys, let's figure this out. Let's get this settled. And so for me, the things that I gravitated into were not so much what I come from a family where no one went to college. On my mother's side of the family, her brothers went to college, but no, my mom, my dad, my uncles and aunts. And so for me, it wasn't like I knew what I wanted to do, but I did know that there are certain things I really cared about. And I got involved in the civil rights movement when I was a kid because I moved from Pennsylvania, northeast Pennsylvania, where there were hardly any African Americans, and there was no issue. It was all desegregated to a state very close by, Delaware, which was a segregated state. It was a border state. It was a slave state, and it had all the vestiges of that left over, rural and 2/3 of the state. And I got engaged in that. And I never thought I was going to run for public office, but the thing that always bothered me the most growing up as a kid, from the time I was a little kid, and I don't know why, maybe it's because I stuttered, maybe it's because I was made fun of, maybe because, if I look back on it, and the fact that I stuttered was maybe the best thing that ever happened to me, because it made me realize everybody's got something that really hurts. Everybody has something that they're dealing with. And so for me, one of the things that I learned from, again, my parents was my father abhorred the notion of the abuse of power, whether it was economic power, whether it was political, whether it was personal, whether it was psychological, whether it was physical. He used to say the cardinal sin of all sin. Everybody wonders why I've been so devoted my whole career to dealing with violence against women. My father was one of these guys who was a gentle man, but it was the worst. He said the cardinal sin of all sins